Hey guys, so there's a new video up on my channel, Brendan's Animals. Click the link below.
Hey guys, what's going on? So a couple weeks ago, we adopted a new baby budgie, and we decided to document our first week with our new budgie to give you a feel for what it's like to have a new bird for the first week. Now, we have not yet named this bird. You all gave us a ton of great suggestions in our last video, and we're still going through those. So as of right now, our new bird is still simply the new bird, and we are definitely going to pick a new name very soon. Now, as we mentioned in the last video, we are quarantining the new bird in Brendan's room for a month. Quarantining a new bird when they come into your house is a really good idea in case your new bird or your old birds have any sicknesses. You don't want them infecting one another. So a 1-month quarantine is recommended. We put our new bird in Pillow's old cage, which we conveniently just moved him out of. So even though this cage is a little on the small side, it's just temporary for the quarantine period. And we have him up in Brendan's room, so there's as much distance as possible between him and the other birds. And not only do we keep the birds as physically separated as possible, but we always make sure to wash our hands thoroughly after handling the new bird before handling the old birds, and vice versa. Now, when we very first brought him home, we had the cage on the floor, and we have since moved the cage up onto the dresser. Now, the footage you're going to see in this video, most of that is on the floor, and we just hadn't gotten around to moving enough things around to get him up off the floor, but right now he is up in a higher position. The first day we found him actually sitting in the food dish, and we weren't quite sure if that was intentional on his part or not, so we took the lids off of the food and water dishes just to be safe, just in case there's any chance of him getting stuck that he could easily get back out again. And within just a day or two, he was already clearly much more comfortable in his cage. He was crawling around, he was exploring, he was chewing on his cuddle bone. He seemed very happy.
Hello. He's chewing.
Now, an important thing for a new budgie is that they don't feel lonely, so even if they are in a room by themselves, it's good for them to always hear other budgie noises. Now, there are plenty of videos on YouTube that are simply of budgies in their cages chirping and making lots of noise. So we always put one of those on for our new bird so he can at least feel like other budgies are in the room with him. And there was one time where we were actually holding the bird and the birds on the TV went off. I think the video went to commercial or something like that, and our bird was very like, what happened? What's going on? Where's my friends? Like, he was very, like, he completely noticed when that sound stopped.
Where'd my chirping go?
Oh yeah, the chirping stopped for just a minute. It's just a short ad and then we'll be back to the chirping.
We visit the new bird as much as we can. We spend as much time with him as possible, but obviously in the course of life, we can't be with him every single second. So having the birds on the TV will help him feel not so alone. Now, as we said in our last video when we brought our bird home, we do not believe in simply putting a new bird in the cage and leaving him alone. I know there's different schools of thought on this, and some people believe it's best to simply leave the bird alone in the cage for up to 2 weeks so they get more used to their own personal surroundings. But this can also create territoriality in the birds, and we believe it's best to engage your bird right away and immediately make them part of the flock. That's what we did with Pillow, and we had great success with him, and so that's what we're doing with the new bird as well. Coming into a new home and dealing with new people is going to be a traumatic experience for the bird regardless, whether it's done right away or in a few weeks' time. And we sort of believe in just ripping off the Band-Aid all at once, and if there's a little more trauma at the very beginning, it'll be balanced out by the bird more quickly becoming assimilated into the family.
I'm gonna move my hand down so that she has no choice but to go up there. You go. Hello, you.
Look at you.
Hello. In front. There you go. There you go. There you go. Look at that.
Yeah. Stick your hand. Step up. Step up. Good job. Good job. Look at this. Only a couple days you've been here and you're already stepping up and coming out of the cage. Look at you. Look at you.
So as part of getting the bird adjusted right away, we went to hand feeding him as soon as possible. Now, our new bird was a little bit more skittish than Pillow was when we brought him home. I believe the new bird is a little younger than Pillow was when we got him. And Pillow was just super chill. Like the second we brought him home, he was just like, hey, what's up? Whatever. You know, he had no problem with anything. And like I said, the new bird was slightly more skittish, so it took a little bit longer to get that bird to eat from our hands. But we were still able to do it within just a couple of days.
Stuck to you. Yes, your cup. I've never seen a bird with seeds stuck to their chest before.
Now, after a couple of days of having him out of the cage, he started taking more notice of the birds on the television.
Step up. Ooh. Oh, you want to go up and see your bird friends.
And he'd been listening to these birds from day one, but he finally seemed to register the images of these birds, and he tried to join them. He tried to jump on the TV, tried to climb into the TV. He really wanted to be with these new birdie friends. And our little guy is clearly an acrobat. He climbs all over his cage. He's sort of a contortionist. We kind of look at him as he's twisting his body around, and we can't even figure out how he's able to bend his body in that kind of way. And Pillow never really did that. He hopped around, but he was not the contortionist acrobat that this bird is.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
He's an acrobat.
Yeah.
We got an acrobat in the house.
Oh, it's all in your food.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Partway through the week, we were at the pet store getting a snail for Brendan's betta fish, and we found some natural wood perches, so we decided to buy one of those to put in the quarantine cage for our new bird. So this bird definitely enjoys coming out of the cage. It's funny because he does this thing, which I guess is just a thing for budgies in general, where he stands at the bottom of the cage near the door and runs back and forth when he wants to come out. His eyes are totally focused on you, and he's trying to just get your attention, just saying, let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out. So it must be a budgie thing, because Pillow does the same thing when he wants to come out. And we've tried to have him out of the cage as much as possible, and he's been flying around Brendan's room and exploring. So we just take certain precautions to make the experience a little easier and a little bit safer. We pull the comforter over the side of the bed down to the floor so he can't run under the bed. We close the bathroom door, we close the closet doors, and we also pull the blinds partially shut over the windows so he can't fly into the glass. We just kind of limit the space to avoid any unnecessary trouble. Now, you should always supervise your new bird when they are free-flying and exploring an unfamiliar space. Never just walk out of the room and leave them alone, because you never know what can happen. When we very first let him out and he would get into a little stuck spot under the bed or under the sofa, it was a little harder to get him out. Now, because he's so used to us, we can simply put our hands in, tell him to step up, and he'll just hop on and we'll help him out.
Okay. Oh, he's trying so hard. Oh. Okay. Step up. Look at you, sweetie pie. Stretching your wings. Flying around. You're becoming a good flyer. Your wings are trimmed, but not that much. Just a little bit.
He's already gotten a lot better, even just after a couple instances of being out of the cage. He's quickly learning what to avoid, and he's just learning very, very fast.
He's on my bed now. He's talking to his friend.
Good job.
Good job.
So that has been our first week with our new budgie. It's been an incredibly fun and rewarding experience, and in a couple of weeks we're going to be able to take him down and introduce him to Pillow and Pearl. And like I said before, we're going to be choosing a name for our new bird very soon, so make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see that as well. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.